You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Today, this breakfast isn't just breakfast. It might be the first McDonald's breakfast you're having at McDonald's again. This lunch might be a weekly tradition you hadn't had in weeks. And this dinner might be the first one you bought for not just you in a while. Whatever this order is for you, McDonald's will be here to take it.
Get more of the chicken you love with a delicious McChicken sandwich for $1. And for an extra buck, add a refreshing Dr. Pepper. Dining rooms are starting to reopen in certain communities at participating McDonald's. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
In uncertain times, we could use someone to lean on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma will stand by you with plan options to fit your budget. If you've recently lost your job, had a baby, or moved, you can still get the healthcare coverage you and your family need. Financial help may be available for those who qualify. Call 855-452-BLUE or visit hereforyouok.com to see if you're eligible to enroll. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Not to be a backseat driver, but can you say for sure you got the best monthly payment possible on your auto loan? Could it be that you might have gotten a better deal by shopping the loan at a few places and have a lower car payment? Next time, before you go car shopping, visit Communication Federal Credit Union first. Our auto loan experts will find you a perfect loan and get you the lowest monthly payment we can. Communication Federal, your auto loan experts. Restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
A new year means it's time for a new home network that can keep up. With Cox Internet, you have the speed and coverage your family needs to stay connected. You'll enjoy Cox's fiber-based hybrid network with options for fast upload and download speeds. And if your household has lots of connected devices, Panoramic Wi-Fi may be the perfect fit thanks to its additional control features. Plus, with advanced security on Panoramic Wi-Fi, you'll know each connected device is securely protected 24/7. A whole world of connectivity is yours with Cox Internet. Learn more at Cox.com.
Well, hello there. It must be 9:05. This must be Sunday night. Oh, my God. I must be Alan Ray. This must be Sunday Night with Alan Ray. Hey, if you find yourself traversing about the interwebs and it's about 9:06 on a Sunday evening, first of all, where have you been? Jeff had a great Lost Wanderer, as usual, just before me, and you should have been listening to it because you got smart. There's no hope for me. Anyways, welcome. It's Sunday Night with Alan Ray. I am your humble host, Alan Ray. If you do find yourself traversing about the interwebs, get into that chat room at www.klrn.com. KLRNradio.com, where you will find miscreants and mayhem makers and otherwise refined, distinguished gentlemen, such as GR, Jeff, who you just heard. We got Orty, myself, Mike, we got Evo, he's running around in there somewhere. We got Rex, just popped in. Rowdy, Rick Robinson's lurking. He's trying not to say anything, but he's up next. I know he is. He better be. And we got Raptor. Jeff, why are you in there twice? I think Jeff's spamming us. Anyways, welcome to the show. We got a different one tonight. Because we aren't just talking prepping. We're talking about prepping when you have government-imposed limits. That and more coming right up. Let's go. Yes, sir, we do. So I have to fly next weekend. There will be no Sunday night with Alan Ray. So Jeff can do his show plus an intergalactic kegger afterwards. So he's free to just go nuts. In fact, I don't think I'm going to be doing one the week after either, because I will be in Kansas City, Missouri, in a big conference for the week. And, it's been a long time. It's been actually quite a few years. I used to fly, used to travel quite a bit on business. I used to go to Texas, Los Angeles, Tennessee, all these places. It's no big deal. It's been a long time. I started doing the math, which I'm not going to do the math like Jeff does in his show. I'm going to do my own math. It's been like 9 years. And a lot has changed in 9 years. Not as much that changed like, the couple of weeks after 9/11 when the TSA, the government hired gropers. Are they worth anything anymore? I don't know. I might even be on a list. By this point in time, I might even be on a list. If you're in the NSA or the FBI, you're listening to the show, do me a favor. I know you got my number. Give me a ring tonight and say, hey, dude, you're on a list. You can't fly. And I'll drive. I'm okay with driving. I really am. But I just got to know ahead of time so I don't waste my time. I hate airports. I don't mind flying. Put me in an airplane, take me up. Do barrel rolls, whatever you want. I'm good with that. I hate airports. Because airports are the next best thing to a funeral. I can't stand them. But I've been thinking, and I want to approach this logically. And with my tinfoil hat donned properly upon my cranium, and knowing that I'm going to Kansas City, Missouri. And it wasn't just a few weeks ago. There was a big shooting there during the Super Bowl thing. I don't know. Is Taylor Swift still there? Because that's a good reason right there to prep so you can get out. No, but there's a lot of things going on. Raptor says, yeah, you're on the list, but it's easier to track you if you fly. You probably got a point. You really do. They say, yeah, just let him move around inside the nation. That's fine. Just don't let him leave. He's like a trapped rat. But anyways, so I started thinking to myself, with all the things that are going on, and unless you live under a rock somewhere, it seems like every day something is going on, especially with Boeings. They're giving a new term. I think they're starting to spell it Boing now, because there's a lot of crap going on with those airplanes, and quite honestly, kind of scares me. And I think that's what I'm going to be on. Short flight, couple hours, no big deal. But still, you got airplane, wheels falling off airplanes, doors running off the hinges. What is going on? Are we really going towards idiocracy in this nation, where we're just going to have trash piled up in heaps, caving in on themselves, and building being held up by big ropes so it don't, fall over. But anyways, it got me thinking. Two things that are happening. I'm going to be in an airport. And number two, I'm going to a big city. If you listen to me, if you know me, if you pay attention to me, I don't care for big cities. I'm going to be in a big city for more than 48 hours. I'm going to be in a big city for a week. I don't care to be in a big city for a week. Even though it's Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, relatively harmless. But still a big city. And when I am in a big city, such as Chicago, Detroit, even Toledo, which Toledo I don't really consider a big city. Toledo's a hick town with a lot of people. I get out of there easy. That's not a big deal. But when I am in any kind of a big city, I make sure that I have what I need to get out of the big cities. Because, hear me out here, big cities exist. They exist on a razor-thin infrastructure. No, thanks, guys, for all the encouragement. Raptors, and they go, no, Kansas City's not harmless. Oh, I believe you. I really do. But I also walk around Detroit and nobody messes with me. Not that I'm tough or anything, but I just must look homeless. I don't know. But anyways, when I'm in a big city, I want to have a way to get out of a big city. Now, I was supposed to go to this conference in 2020. In fact, I was booked for this exact same conference. This same conference was supposed to be happening in Hollywood, California in 2020. Exactly a month before this conference was to happen, the entire planet Earth shut down. I don't even have to go into why, but But the problem is I was already calling friends, calling people in the area, calling people I know, and saying, okay, guys, if I get out there and they shut this entire nation down, I don't plan on staying there. Can I count on you? And I've got some friends with special skills who agreed to this. Can I count on you to extract me from Los Angeles, from Hollywood area? Can I count on you if I make it to point X? Can you get me and get me out of there? They went and they smiled and they said, oh, heck yeah, we'll get you out of there, buddy. Don't you worry. And we actually made a very loose plan that if things went south, I can meet them at point X. They would have the means and the way to get me out of that area and get me someplace where I can get back home. All of us get back home. And before I could even go, they shut all the planet down. We didn't have to worry about it. Thank God I'm not going to Hollywood, California. I'm only going to Kansas City, Missouri. I can deal with Kansas City, okay? I've been there once, but this was a very, very long time ago. Now, if this would have been St. Louis, Missouri, I would even be better yet. And I know St. Louis is probably worse, but I know St. Louis like the back of my hand. I've been to St. Louis many, many times. Plus, I would have been driving there, so I could drive out, and I would have things that would help me get out. This poses the problem, all right? I say all of this, so I ask you, and here we go into Prepperville. All right. What do you do? What do you take? What do you pack when you are at the mercy of Big Daddy government and you are limited, not just by the weight or whatever, but the actual objects you can pack? There are things that are in my bug out bag that I don't have to explain that the TSA would probably frown on very much. I don't have to go into details. You could fill in the blanks. I guarantee you, you know what I'm talking about. So what do you do? What do you pack? What do you pack that looks like you're just a happy-go-lucky guy going to a conference and you don't really want to draw a whole lot of attention to yourself, and you're all happy. But if the proverbial shizzle hits the fan, you have a chance of getting out. You have a chance of surviving it. What do you do? Well, that has been, my dear listeners, my research for the past couple of days. What do I pack? And I've actually come up with, and Artie, I appreciate it. Artie said, I'd have been able to smuggle you over the border. I appreciate that. These dudes are gung-ho. They were telling me to meet them at the beach, and they were going to float me out of there. They're all Marines. They're all crazy. They're all absolutely insane. I love them to death. And I know they got my back. But, yeah, I'm sure you would have been able to smuggle me over the border, get me in a truck. Just don't leave me in the truck, okay? That happens at the border too much. But anyways, so I'm going to have a suitcase because I'm going to be there quite a few days. I'm going to have changes of clothes. There's going to be things we're doing during the day, and there's going to be evening parties, evening things, events going on. So I'm going to need quite a bit of clothing. I'm going to need a couple of pairs of shoes. I'm going to have, and you're right, GR, you're exactly right. I don't have, nothing I'm taking is camouflaged at all. Plain colors, blue and black. That is it. But anyways, one of the things, and some of the guys in chat know that I did this. The first thing is, and I've never had one of these before, I got a tile, which is like an air tag. That's a tile is like what people who don't have Apple products buy when they want to track something. I got a 2-pack because I am going on a cruise in a few months, and I'm going to put one on my wife, and I'm going to put one on my luggage because I really don't want to lose either one. So, but I took the tile and I activated it, put it on my suitcase, and I've got it shoved into a place that's fairly inconspicuous but still works. In fact, I can walk way down the street and it still shows. My bag still shows. I'm pretty comfortable with that. That was number one. So I started thinking, what do you pack outside of your check-in bag, your carry-on bag, the bag that's going to be at your side 24/7 at all times, when you're flying, when you land, when you get to the airport, when you get to the Uber, which I've never done an Uber before either, so that's going to be a whole new thing for me. When you get to the hotel, when you finally get to the room, you can set it down. What do you put in that bag that may help you if things go south? Well, I think I've made a pretty comprehensive list. I think I've done, and I am not, as usual, as the interwebs will tell you, I am not the only one to think of this. And there's actually people who say, there's things. You can do some stuff. And yes, Rapper, I probably have sandals, and I've got some shoes, a couple pairs of shoes. So let's go down this list. First of all, the obvious things. Your toiletry kit, all right? Your razor, your soap, whatever, brush, your toothbrush, things like that. The things that you really do want by your side, because if you do get stranded somewhere, freshening up can mean all the difference in the world. And if your luggage is lost, you still have that with you. A small first aid kit, pills, Band-Aids, Pepto-Bismol or whatever you have, aspirin, Advil, allergy tablets, cold tablets, a few of each, just these things in there. Those are the things that are kind of expected. A change of clothes, a complete change of clothes. And this is, my wife came up with this one. I thought, hey, that's a pretty good idea. Just a pair of jeans, socks, t-shirt, or a shirt, something, underwear, something that if these goons lose your luggage, you still have a fresh change of clothes. Oh, already I have got so many Altoid tints, it's not real. But yeah, I've got those. I've got some other things to put the pills into. So those are good things. And there was this lady on just some site, and she, frequent flyer, big time prepper, and she had more lists that I was like, oh my gosh, this is good. This is really good. A solar blanket, maybe two. Two of those little solar blankets. They're cheap. They're very, very light. Shove them in the side pocket, and they're good to go. Eye mask, earplugs. I don't know if I'll take an eye mask. I hate eye masks. Earplugs, yes, I'll have some of those in. Extra prescription glasses. Now, I just went to the optometrist. I should have brand new glasses coming in, hopefully tomorrow or the next day. But the ones I'm wearing right now are going to go in a hard case. A hard case, because this is a soft case that I'm putting them in so they don't get crushed. A nail clipper, one with a little pull-out file. I think you can do those now. I think they allow those now. You're not going to hijack a plane with a nail clipper. And from what I've understood, those are good. Tweezers and a pocket mirror. Pocket mirror for signaling. Of course, your medications, we went over that. Antihistamines, Pepto-Bismol, whatever. A wide mouth water bottle with a few purification tablets. Water, as you know, if you listen to this show, we go over it time and time and time again. Water is of utmost importance. And if society breaks down while you happen to be in Kansas City, Missouri at a conference, there is a couple of rivers that run right through the heart of Kansas City, Missouri. You find one, you're going to want something to put these pills in. You know, you want a nice little water bottle. You can scoop up some water, throw the pills in there or the tablets in there, and you can drink the purification tablets. You can drink it. Snacks. Of course, snacks. You got to have road trip snacks, but eat snacks that stay in your bag that the entire time you're there, something that you can grab and go. Trail mix, jerky, and GR in chat. GR in chat had a great one. Man, I haven't thought about these things in a long time since I was training for a half marathon. Cliff Bars. Cliff Bars, number one, I love Cliff Bar. I love the way they taste. I love them things. They make a great breakfast, or they make a great, if you're, dying of hunger and there's no food coming around. Cliff Bars are great. Now, warning, they're 250 calories per bar. They will sustain you for a while. They're survival food, man. They're not as rattly, and they're very low profile, and they're not as messy as, say, trail mix when you're trying to walk and get out of places and eat at the same time. And I'm going to go buy me a couple of Cliff Bars tomorrow. They're really, really good. So definitely snacks, high calorie, low profile food stuffs that you can put in your bag and just, yeah. Oh, and they don't melt in the heat in Guatemala, GR says. That's great. And yes, I do have regular disposable razors in my bag. That's part of the toiletry kit. Disposable razors, the TSA approved little bottles of shampoo, shaving cream, whatever. Those are all in the little TSA approved that I went to Wally World and got. So snacks, something that you can exist on for maybe 24 to 48 hours. And you'd be surprised at how little food you can exist on in 24 to 48 hours if you had to. Now, she's got disposable respirators, at least some form of a mask. And no, I'm not going to sit on the plane sanctimoniously donning my mask and complaining about how other people are such pigs because they're breathing regular air. And yes, if I get COVID, I get COVID. If I get, I don't know, diphtheria, whatever. But if you've got, cities burning and there's a lot of smoke and stuff in the air, you kind of want something to put over your face. So I've got all of these leftover products from the COVID era when you were asked to don such masks when you were going into places. And some of them you had to go into and you couldn't really get away from it, so you did. And this will be good. So I have a couple of masks. Travel toilet paper and travel hand sanitizer. Toilet paper / tissues. Those little packs. Excellent idea. And with a little bottle of hand sanitizer. You really don't think about it. When you got to grab and go, people don't think about some of the things you have to do when you grab and go. One of the things when you grab and go is you got to poop. And if you're in a high-stress situation, sometimes that gets to be a problem. Stress does that. So toilet paper / tissue and hand sanitizer. Cash. A little bit of cash with some credit cards. Those stay on your person. Hide them if at all possible. Get you a money belt or something. But make sure that your cash is secure. And don't keep it all in one place. If somebody takes your wallet, you still got money. Now here's where it gets different. Here's where it gets different. Here's where we start edging the line of what the TSA, the government groping facility administrators, will allow you on and won't allow you. A battery bank, a charging bank. Now, I don't have a portable one. I've got pretty good size solar panels. I've got a 100-watt solar panel that'll charge your butt if you plug it into it. I don't have a small one. And I started thinking, well, why not? So I ordered one. I went to the Amazons and I ordered me a, but then I realized that there are limitations. Here's the limitations. According to the TSA, your battery charger for your phone, they will allow it on your carry-on bag. That's it, on your carry-on bag. And it has to be less than 100 watt hours, which is somewhere around 27,000 milliamps. The one I ordered was 26,900 milliamps, which puts me just under the 100 watt hours. So it shouldn't be a problem. It has a solar panel on it, a little small, tiny solar panel, so you can put it in a window and charge it up. So you're not confined to having to use electricity if there's no electricity in existence at the time. You could charge the bank up using the sun and charge your phone, charge other things. Here's some other things that might, I don't know, raise eyebrows. Of course, I'm going to have, and I have an assortment, but I'm taking my tiny little AM, FM shortwave radio. I've got one that's very tiny. It's about as big as my wallet. It's got a very good receiver. I will depend on the antenna that is on it. I will not be carrying any wires wrapped around something because that draws attention. That draws a lot of attention. When TSA agents, I'm sure, see wires, they ask questions. GR says, theory, the TSA agents that look at your power bank will know nothing about power banks and blindly trust whatever is printed on the power bank. Do that info whatever you wish. I hope you're right. I think they'll be fine. So I'm going to have a short, my tiny little AM FM shortwave radio. It looks unassuming. It looks like, hey man, I need a little bit of entertainment. I am planning on taking my Baofeng. My little UVS 9X3 will be in my carry-on bag. That is allowed. Of course, you can't turn it on the plane, but that is allowed. They say most TSA agents might ask you what it is. You tell them, I am a ham radio operator. This is a ham radio. I am licensed to have this. I'll have proof that I am Kilo 8 Bravo Alpha Charlie and that I have taken the tests in order to have the FCC give me my license. So that shouldn't be a problem. Now, what I'm planning on doing, and I'll probably do this sometime during the week, is I've already gotten on Repeater Book, and I've already traced out several. In fact, Kansas City has a butt ton of repeaters in the area. Now, the reason I chose the little meager Baofeng is two reasons. Number one, if the TSA cops an attitude, and they say, no, we're taking this from you, I don't care. I'll buy another one. Give me an excuse to buy another HT. Doesn't matter. I'm out $12. That's what I paid for it. I keep telling you that. So I'll just laugh and go, okay, whatever. Do me a favor. Take it home and then take the technician test and become a ham radio operator. And then when you realize how stupid you are, mail it back to me. But anyways, I'm going to have this HT with me, and I'm going to program from my computer using Chirp software. I am going to program all of the area, Kansas City, Missouri area repeaters. All of those and this is a tri-band, so 2 meters, 1.25 meter, and 70 centimeters, and they have plenty of all three of those bands in their vicinity. Up to 50 miles, or 25 miles, I think is what I'm going to do on this. Enough to get me well out of the area if need be. I'll worry about the rest of it. I can manually program it. I can figure that out. I'll worry about the rest of it if anything happens. And if nothing happens, I'll sit there and run my mouth on my little Baofeng and talk to people, ham radio operators in Kansas City, Missouri when I get bored at night, if I'm chilling out. So there you go. But if the proverbial doo-doo hits the fan, at least I'll have communications, both cellular and non-cellular. Because as we've found out, as we know, when cell goes down, looking at you, AT&T, ham radio still works. When Facebook goes down, like it did over the week, I was on HF, and I was talking, and I didn't even know that it had gone down because I don't care. I don't get on Facebook enough to even care. And if it did totally collapse and somebody came on and said, oh my gosh, Facebook is no more, I just go, okay, I'm good with that. I really am good with that. Last but not least, well, there's two other things before we take a break. Download offline maps and any relevant apps on your phone, plus paper maps of the area. Rough paper maps is really all you need. And I'm going to go one step further than this. Spend time before you go into a city. Spend time. Google Maps, whichever one, MapQuest, whatever one's out there. That is a godsend to anybody that likes to take just a little bit of opportunity to prep for what they're going into. Because you can zero in right on where you're going to be, and you can pan out a little bit and say, okay, how do I get out from where I'm going to be and find a way out of the city? I've already mapped out in my head, and I've committed this to memory. I can go 3 blocks south, head west, and in about 3/4 to a mile, I will be at a dead end. Go through that dead end, over that dead end, or even follow that dead end, and you are in major railroad track city. Those railroad tracks will take you right out of Kansas City. They also run right along one of the rivers quite a bit of the way. Those two facts right there. When you're on the railroad track, when you hit that railroad track, you can go north, you can go south. Either way will get you out of there very, very quickly. If you go north, you run into the rivers, and if you run into the river, you've got it made because chances are you'll at least be able to, I don't know, swim your way out, get your way out, do something, but take the tracks right along the river's edge as you can get out. That is vital. Look at where you're going before you get there. Map it out, commit it to memory, know surrounding areas. We have all this beautiful technology at our fingertips. Why wouldn't you use it? Why wouldn't you do something like that? As many times as I've been to Chicago, I still, before I go, I look at what hotel I'm going to stay at and what it takes to get the heck out of there if things go wrong. Even where I work, even where I work, and I've been driving to Ann Arbor since 1989. I know the place like the back of my hands. Every once in a while, I still like to bring it all up and figure out ways to get out of there if nobody else can get out of there. And I have several. And I have actually walked some of them, and I know where they go. Take advantage of what you have at your fingertips, at your disposal, to map it all out. Print a few paper maps out to understand major routes, stuff like that you can get to. And you're right, railroad companies do tend to like flat ground for trains, and it's a lot easier to walk. A lot of people are going to be battling out in the streets. You're going to be sneaking around on railroad tracks. They go through isolated parts where most people don't think to go. You might run into some unsavory people, but you'll still be there. All right, so that's what's going on. It's not a lot. I mean, when you look at this list, it's really not a lot of things. It'll all fit in a small bag. I've got most of it already packed. It'll all fit in a small carry-on bag that will fit under the seat, and you'll be golden. I could probably put a book or two in there, too, if I wanted to, so I can read. And I'll probably put my folded-up paper maps in the books, because why not? We've reached the bottom of the hour. Oh, my gosh, we've blown by the bottom of the hour. I'm going to take a short break. When I come back, we're going to look around this world and figure out what's going on. I don't know if there's any cure for it. Let's go. I'll be back in a minute. What do we got? Dead air here? What's going on here? Welcome back. Hope it wasn't dead too long. Ooh, had to get up and walk around a little bit. I did leg workouts. Over the weekend. Boy, I'll tell you what. Eesh. I'm still not walking right. My God. So, welcome back. It is Sunday Night with Alan Ray. I am your humble host, Alan Ray. This is the show where we take a look around this giant blue ball that we're hurtling through space at an unfathomable speed, and we ask the eternal question.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I did not skip leg day. That's right, Orty. That's what's going on here. I heard that there was a State of the Union address by our beloved president. 81 million vote Biden. I also heard it was depending on who you read or ask, it was a train wreck. Or so they say. A lot of people cringed and went, oh my gosh, I can't believe this guy is actually running supposedly the nation. He's not. You know he's not. You know he's not in control. He's not in control of anything. He's not even in control of his bodily functions. Long enough, the nation. Somebody else is doing it. Northern Bikers in the chat. Hello. I'm glad you're here. Glad you made it. And the fans, the people, the mouthpieces, the people who are paid or at least ignorantly volunteer to march around beating the Joe Biden drum for the Democrats. The turd polishers, let's just call them what they are, the turd polishers. These people are dead set that they're going to polish this turd and present him to the public for the second time in 4 years for a second term and try to make him look like he is the leader, that he is doing a great job. We all know better. So I'm going through things, and I come across this article. And I present this article to you because it's laughable. It's from today. It's from the New York Slimes, the New York Times. Ross Douthat, I don't know what his name is. And he bemoans why it's hard to explain Joe Biden's unpopularity. And it's still this article. I feel almost bad for this guy. He just doesn't understand. And he starts out saying, Joe Biden is one of the most unpopular presidents in modern American history. In Gallup polling, his approval ratings are lower than those of any president embarking on a re-election campaign. From Dwight Eisenhower to, dare I say it, dare you, Donald Trump. Yet an air of mystery hangs around his lousy polling numbers. At the Washington Free Beacon's Joe Simonson noted recently, just surfing around most American media and pop culture, you probably wouldn't realize that Biden's job approval ratings are quite so hysterically terrible. Worse by far than Trump's at the same point in his first term. He doesn't get it. Apart from anxiety about his age, there isn't a chattering class consensus or common shorthand for why his presidency is such a political flop, which is why perhaps there was a rush to declare his State of the Union address a rip-roaring success, as though all Biden needs to do right things is to talk loudly through more than an hour of prepared remarks. This guy is bemoaning the fact that nobody in his bailiwick, nobody in his realm of, I'm sure, coastal elites can understand why President Joe Biden is so unpopular. Man, dude, get out and touch grass. Get out and breathe some air. Get out of the cities. Get out of the coast. Get out of New York. Go to Ohio, go to Kentucky, go to Idaho, go to Oklahoma, and talk to normal people who are not New Yorkers. They'll tell you why he's unpopular. We told you, not just me, but the whole family here on KLRN Radio. Many of us said before he was even elected, And I remember laughing hysterically saying the Democrats under Obama, leading up to this point, were so adamant about being the party against racism, against sexism, against all the isms and the ites. And here we have the biggest racist, sexist, misogynist, moronic, confused, tripping, octogenarian idiot ever to inhabit the Oval Office. In fact, he's never even in the Oval Office most of the time. Remember all those times that he was coming to you from this stage that was meant to look like the Oval Office and it had nothing to do with the Oval Office? And everybody's like, where is this place? People know. People know. And I think all of these millennials, Gen Zs, all the people who have pronouns in front of their names, they see it. They see him. They didn't want to vote for him in the first place. They know what he is. They know that their overlords in the DNC shoved this worthless turd in front of them and said, you either vote for him or you're going to have 4 more years of Trump and he's going to put gays in prison. They're still out there telling lies like that. I mean, just preposterous lies. They're going to put gay people in prison and they're going to come after journalists. And they're going to, everything that Joe Biden's doing right now, like coming after journalists and spying on people that don't walk his political line, that's what they're telling you that Trump's going to do. People aren't stupid. They see this. They see this. And even people on the left have to admit this guy is a turd. And they don't approve of what he's doing. And now you have, and this is to me, well, it's not funny, haha. It's kind of funny, stab. That's what it is. Now you have this whole Palestinian thing. There is no winning this. There's part of me that thinks this is hysterical. This is why I don't cave to the left. This is why I don't apologize for who I am. Because it doesn't matter what Joe Biden will do in this situation. He's either going to be an anti-Semite or he's going to be genocidal. He's either going to have the Jews telling him he's an anti-Semite or he's going to have Palestinians saying he's a genocidal maniac. There is no winning in Gaza. Mark my words. There is no winning at all, no matter what he does. And, of course, now he's come out against Netanyahu. He's come out and he said there's a red line that Netanyahu has to pull back. Netanyahu has to stop what he's doing. And how much respect does Joe Biden get on the world stage? Netanyahu told him to go pound sand. Netanyahu has told him flat out, no, I am going to eradicate Hamas. I'm coming through there. I'm crossing your red line. I don't give a crap what your red line is. And I'm going into Rafah, and I'm going to take out Hamas. Now, of course, the pro-Palestinians are saying, well, this is going to cost 30,000 people to die. It's going to be a humanitarian crisis. Well, it won't have to be if you take care of Hamas yourself. Bring out all of the hostages that they have there. And Hamas themselves, this is so funny, they're blaming Israel for the lack of a hostage deal. They want it all. They want it all. They want Israel to go away. They want Israel to go farther than just back to Israel. They want Israel to just disappear. But they said there's just no deal if Israel stays in the area. There's no deal. So they don't really want the hostages to go back. They really don't want a ceasefire deal. Because if they get a ceasefire deal, they're no longer the victims. And even if they do, this is just like the border crisis here. You know, you see Biden out there saying, We got to have legislation. They got to pass this legislation or the border's just going to stay open. And it's the Republicans' fault. And then when you point out the fact, hey, you got all the laws you need. You got the legislation you need. You just don't use it. What you want, Joe Biden, is you want the billions to go to your proxy war over in Ukraine so that 10% can get kicked back to the big guy so that you can keep your grift going over there. You can keep your little side business going on over there, because if Russia takes Ukraine, there's a lot of elected officials in the United States that are going to lose millions of dollars because they all have kids on different boards over there. It's a corrupt government. They're making millions. This is why we're attacking the Russians anyway. You can't convince me much of it. But anyways, this is a lot like that. It doesn't matter if Israel and Hamas get together and agree on a ceasefire, because in 48 hours, Hamas is going to be hurling missiles back in Israel again, and it's all going to collapse. In this particular instance, I think Netanyahu has every right. In fact, he has the duty to go in there and tell the people in Rafah, tell the people in that area, here's the deal. You hand over Hamas, you hand over the people, you show us exactly where all the hostages are, you bring them out, and you'll live through this. You don't, we're going to start tearing things down, destroying things until we find them, and we're going to kill them. If you're in the way, you'll die too. Sorry. It's the way it has to be. We have to protect our people. If we had militants, if all the Mexican drug lords decided, and it's coming, you can see it, if they all decided to cross the American border and start slaughtering innocent people at a Texas concert, I would want whoever the president is to do the exact same thing. Say, Mexico, give them up. And if Mexico doesn't give them up, they keep hurling missiles in them. We just go through there and we destroy Mexico until we find out where all these people are and we kill them. That's the way you got to do it to keep your people safe. And then to throw the chaos into this, and all of this going on, we now have Haiti collapsing. So now we've got Ukraine and a big proxy war, which keeps escalating and escalating. And if we wake up in the morning and there's mushroom clouds everywhere and all the major cities are gone, it won't surprise me at all. It won't even, I don't think I'll have a knot in the pit of my stomach. I'll just throw my hands up and go, well, this figures. You didn't see this coming a mile away. So we have Ukraine. We have Gaza Strip going on. We have Gaza just absolutely going nuts. We got the Houthis. Now we have Haiti. Haiti is fallen. They've had to evacuate from Haiti. They're talking bringing in armed troops to restore peace in the area. The leadership of Haiti has fled. You have gangsters, gangs, taking over the airport, eating people, cannibals. Jeff, looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Oh my gosh. And it makes you wonder how much Hillary Clinton's getting kicked back from the whole Haiti collapse. Because you know she got paid a lot. She bilked a lot of money from Haiti. And this is kind of amazing to me. You know, as much as I hate the establishment, sometimes you got to kind of cheer for them. Because Lindsey Graham went on Meet the Nation today. And just the fact that NBC actually brought this out and had this in their news feed is kind of amazing. In Meet the Press today, Graham argued that Biden has perpetuated broken borders and that the world's on fire. He says Joe Biden has screwed the world up every way you can. And I know during his State of Confusion speech, Biden used illegal to describe Jose Antonio Ibarra. But that's what he is. He's illegal. He's an illegal alien. And all of the people took to Twitter and to their little parrots, to their little sheep, their little, I don't know, morons that followed them around, unquestionable, and said, nobody's illegal. You should never call anybody illegal. Okay. All right. Let's call them criminal newcomers. How does that sound? Criminal newcomers. Some guy had that on Twitter. I went, that's beautiful, baby. I love that. Criminal newcomers. That's what I'm going to call them from now on. You want to call them illegal aliens? All right, criminal newcomers. When they cross the border without permission, they're criminals. So if you want to call them newcomers, they're criminal newcomers. And Biden keeps digging us deeper and deeper and deeper in debt. Why is he so unpopular? Why is his ratings down? The poor guy from the Slimes asks, why is he, the guy from the New York Times, why is he so confused that Joe Biden is such an unpopular president? I'll tell you why. He's a screw up. He's a screw up. He always has been a screw up. He always has been corrupt. He always has been racist, sexist, child sniffing, pedophile, you name it. And he hasn't changed a bit. And no matter what some of these people say in public, when they get behind closed doors, they roll their eyes and go, oh my God, why do I have to defend this idiot? They do. That's why his numbers are so low. That's why people have him tanked. That's why he's the worst president. He's worse than Jimmy Carter. At least Jimmy Carter was a decent human being. He might have the politics of a dead dog, but he was at least somewhat of a decent human being. Biden can't even claim that. The guy is a dirtbag, and he always has been. He always will be. The whole world is burning down. Here I am talking about a bug-out bag for an air trip. I'm talking about that because you don't know from hour to hour what we're going to have to deal with. I never would have thought of this 8 years ago, 9 years ago. I never would have thought of it at all. I would have got on the plane. I would have went to where I was going. I would have come back. I wouldn't have given it a second of thought because I felt fairly secure. Even after 9/11, I felt fairly secure. Guess what? I don't feel secure anymore. I don't feel like I'm going to wake up tomorrow and everything's just going to be honky-dory. And I'm not stressing over it. I'm not anxious over it. I just see the writing on the wall that we're going to wake up one morning and we are going to have problems in this nation, the likes of which we've never seen. And if I'm downtown Kansas City, Missouri, and I have to flee, and I can't count on police, I can't count on military, I can't count on Big Daddy government, I have to count on myself. I want to have at least some of the equipment to get myself someplace safe where I can get the rest of the equipment I need to get home. And I don't even know what to think about going on this vacation, this cruise in a couple of months. Maybe it'll be for the best. I don't know. Maybe getting out on the water and getting away from land for a while is going to be a good idea. I don't know. All I know is every day, just a little bit more, I think of things from a different point of view, that life is beautiful. The sun's still shining. The birds are still singing. The grass is still green. But it can all change in a heartbeat, and it wouldn't surprise me at this point in time just because we don't have sound thinking people, reasonable, sound, logical people in control of this nation any longer. And I hate to say this, I really hate to say this, but it's not just Democrats I'm talking about. There's a lot of Republicans that I look at and go, oh my God. We don't have, it's because we vote for the the best TV personality. They don't even have to talk about their political philosophies, their political ideologies anymore. All they have to do is go on TV, straighten their tie or whatever they're wearing, and say the right key words. And you're going to run out and pull the lever for them. And if you don't, they're going to shame you. We don't have the right people in charge of this nation anymore. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. This is why I look at the world saying, okay, if I got to be around this many people, I got to have a plan of getting out. I got to be able to grab what I have and go and maybe have a better shot because I think differently than your average sheep walking around with their head up their butt and their eyes on their screen. All right. We're wrapping it up. We have hit the top of the hour again. I do believe we have Rowdy Rick Robinson coming up. I hope we do. If not, well, it's going to be awful lonely at the top. But anyways, thank you for listening tonight. Thank you for dialing it in to KLRNradio.com, America's Podcast Network. Keep it locked on here. I'm going to be back in 3 weeks. I'm going to be gone, and I don't think I'm going to have time to even get a show around the week I come back, because it's going to be really, really close if I even do make it back on time. So the next time you'll hear my voice is probably playing in the dirt the last Thursday of the month, and then the last Sunday of the month I'll be back with Sunday Night with Alan Ray. All right, we do have Rick, so stay tuned. I'm out of here. Stay tuned for Rowdy Rick Robinson, America Off the Rails. God bless y'all. Peace out. We'll talk again soon.